Hello, it's 11th of November and I'm recording this email because we're receiving a lot of questions about the newsletter that we sent out this morning with the new COVID-related restrictions here in Andalucia. So I haven't got time to answer all the different emails that we've received because all the questions are very similar anyway. So I've recorded this quick video and I'm going to send it to all of you that received the newsletter this morning so that it answers your questions as well. Okay, so let's go. The first question people are asking is, can they actually leave Andalucia? Yes or no? Well, the short answer is no. You can only leave Andalucia with a justified reason. Now, can you move within municipalities? In other words, can you move from Majaca to Torre or Marbella down to Malaga? Or Fuengirola up to Mijas? No, you can't. We're restricted. We are restricted in that way. We cannot leave our municipality unless there is a justified reason. Now, what is a justified reason? Well, it has to be something that's important and it's urgent. If you needed to do some legal documents at a notary, that you can do. But remember, you must carry on you a document that shows where you're going, what for, etc. So in our case, we would send you a letter so that you can show the police. Also, if you wanted to go to see a doctor, make sure that you've got the appointment or something from the doctor before you jump in the car and take off for the other municipality. What else is happening? It was when can we actually go out and what for? Okay, well, up to between 10 in the morning and 6 in the afternoon, all the businesses are going to be open as they have been up to now. Now, there were certain restrictions regarding how many people can be in the businesses, etc., but they're going to be open up to 6 o'clock in the afternoon. After 6 o'clock, only essential services are open. What are they going to be? Doctors, hospitals, pharmacy, food shops, hairdressers, funnily enough, essential services. The full list is on the newsletter that we sent this morning if you want to see it. So between 6 and 10, you can go out, but the only businesses open will be those essential services. So there won't be any bars, no restaurants, nothing like that from 6 onwards. Now, at 10 o'clock in the evening, you must be at home. Nobody can be outside after 10 in the evening, unless there is a very strong justified reason. Now, last night, I went for a walk at 9 with the dog. By 9:30, there was nobody on the street. So after 10 o'clock, literally, there is nobody on the streets, no cars driving around. So if you do stay out after 10, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb and the police will definitely stop you. Don't try it unless you really have a genuinely justified reason, because they will catch you out and you will get into a lot of trouble and there's going to be a large fine. Okay, as always, the masks in Spain are now absolutely obligatory everywhere. Okay, specific questions, and we've got quite a few of these now. Can I get to Majaca? Can I get to Marbella at the moment? Well, the answer in reality is that unless this is your main home and the new measure caught you in another country and you're trying to return home, you can't come. You won't be able to arrive. Why? Because even though flights are still allowed in to Andalucia, in other words, you can come from another country and fly into Andalucia, even though you can't come from another area of Spain, once you arrive there, you can't change municipality without a justified reason. So if you fly into Alicante Airport, you can't drive yourself down to Majaca, because if you're stopped en route and you haven't got a justified reason, you will get fined and probably sent back. So it's not going to work. Of course, could you fly? You could fly into Malaga Airport and then stay in the city of Malaga because it's in the same municipality. That would be possible. I think, it's when does it last? Up to when will this last? Okay, well, officially it was approved starting yesterday and going up to the 24th of November. But that does not mean that it won't be extended. That's when it ends unless it's extended. So if you're thinking of booking a flight to Spain, think twice about it because it's probably not going to be a good idea. You're already in Oaxaca or in Marbella and you just want to get home. Can you get home? Yes, no problem. Make sure you print your boarding cards and then you need to drive directly from where you're staying to the airport where you're going to catch the flight. If you're driving from Oaxaca to Alicante airport, you're in Oaxaca, fill your car up with petrol because theoretically you can't stop en route during these different municipalities. Even though I expect, for example, something like petrol, they probably wouldn't fine you, but in principle, they tell you that you shouldn't stop because you can't change municipalities. You have to go directly from where you are, crossing any municipality, straight along the motorway, and to the airport where you're going to catch a plane to get home. Does all this sound strict? How real is it? Will they really find me if they catch me? What's the chances of them catching me? All these questions are difficult to answer, but I'd say that things are very strict and that they will fine you if they catch you. And I definitely say that these people that think that they can go out after 10 in the evening, think twice, because that really, as I say, there is literally just nobody on the streets, so they will come after you. So be careful if you go and have dinner at somebody's home. Don't overstay and leave at 10:05. Because you need to make sure that you're at home by 10, because there are lots of local police driving around and making sure that this is kept to. Regarding people at your own home, you can only have meetings up to 6 people. Obviously, if you normally live together and are more, for example, if you have 5 kids, you don't have to do away with one of them to keep within the rules, because if you live together or you have granny living with you, that's fine. But you can't, if you have friends over for dinner, there shouldn't be more than 6. I'm not sure how they're going to control this, but that is the rule. Okay, so I'll say, let me insist again on the business of the masks. In Spain, the business of the mask is very, very strict, indoors and outdoors, and the police do fine people on the spot if they catch you without a mask. And please also wear the masks properly. Now I say this because bars and restaurants, the owners, have got a lot of skin in the game. They're all very stressed out because they're worried about being closed down. If you wear your mask, you don't wear it in the correct way, and the local police go by and they see 7 or 8 people that are not wearing their mask correctly, and they interpret that the owner of the restaurant is not sort of telling people to be careful with their masks, they could actually close down the restaurant. So please wear your mask correctly. The nose needs to be covered. Okay, so going on from strictly COVID, we've also got questions about people for whom we're handling things at the moment, and they're just wondering what happens to their different procedures. So let me quickly give you the quick answers to all the different situations so that you know what to expect. If you're in the middle of a conveyancing procedure, don't worry. If we've already got the powers of attorney, no problem. We can deal with those. If we need to send you powers of attorney, we will just send them to you to the UK to have them signed and sent back. If you're already sort of all set to come over and sign the completion, there's not many of you that are doing that at the moment, but if you are, we will send you a document so that you can actually come and do the signing. But in reality, that's only, it really is a plan that now you don't want to change and thing. it's quite difficult. No, he's 100% certain whether the police are going to accept that, you know, in reality you did need to come. But it can, if that's what, if you've already got your tickets and we're due to complete the next couple of weeks, by all means, don't worry. Send me an email. We will send you a certificate both from us and from the notary where we're going to complete, and we will manage to pull the situation through. So you don't need to be worried about it. Now, regarding contracts, and you know, maybe you're worried that you can't comply with the contract now because now you need a bit of extra time to do a power of attorney. The things. I can't, through our files, we can't find anyone that, most of our contracts all already have a clause now for, which allows delays, COVID-related reasons. Most of the contracts have got that kind of clause in them now. If yours hasn't, and we felt that you were not going to be able to comply, we would have already emailed you, so you don't need to worry. So if we haven't emailed you yet, it's because there's no problem. So, regarding the conveyance, a lot of people you may have heard on Google saying, well, now you can't get NIE numbers, so you can't complete. No, it's not true. In Almeria and Malaga, we can still get the NIE numbers and within a normal timescale. So nothing to worry about on the conveyancing front. So the only thing is that, so also, if you want to buy a property, you haven't initiated the process yet, again, this can be done without any problem. It's done by power of attorney. Appointments can be done by Zoom. And basically we can complete as normal, but we do need to add in the clause into the thing in case things get more complicated. For example, suddenly solicitors can't go and sign at notary offices. I don't think it's going to happen because I think we're going to be considered essential services, at least for the completions and things like that. Okay, so probate again, no problem whatsoever because it's normally always done by a power of attorney. So no problems with probate. The only thing I'd say is that anything to do with banks is a bit slower. If you've inherited, apart from a house, you've inherited a bank account, we won't be able to move as quickly as getting the account into your name because we're a bit reticent to go running around the banks at the moment doing things, unless it's something that's, you know, it's an important amount and it's very urgent, because the banks also try to keep us away from going there if it's not really strict and necessary, and everything's done by appointment. So all those things to do with banks take longer than normal. Wills. Spanish wills, there's no problem again. It's a justified reason. If you want to make a will, you can come and see us. We give you an appointment. We send it to you. You come and see us, and then we organise the appointment at the notary a week later. We can also do that first appointment by Zoom. Many clients are doing it this way now, and then it would only need one appointment at the notary, which is completely justified, and therefore not a problem. I'd like to take the opportunity to say that Zoom appointments are actually very good for estate planning, because it means if you wanted, for example, for your children to join us during the meeting, or even your solicitor in the UK to coordinate, with Zoom, of course, all that is very easy. Litigation. Okay, litigation is a different picture. If we've got a procedure, if you've presently got a procedure with us, you can definitely expect serious delays. Everything to do with the courts is delayed. They've got a big, tremendous backlog of work now because they closed down during the first wave, and now there's half the staff there, and basically it's a bit of a nightmare to be honest. Everything to do with court cases, so there could clearly be a delay. If you have a hearing, and if you had a hearing for a set date, if we haven't contacted you, it's because everything remains exactly as planned. And if there was any kind of change, we would email you, so you don't need to worry. Okay, what else is there? Well, I think that's I think I've more or less covered everything. In any case, if we as things evolve, if we have more questions, we will try and send out another video or an email, depending on what it's about. There's definitely challenging times ahead. We've got Brexit coming up. We've got Brexit. We've got COVID, all happening at the same time. So we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen with all these things, but we will try and sort of be with you and communicate if we think that anything needs to be done quickly. Lots and lots of questions of people asking us: do they have to get the new TIE number before the end of the year? That's people that were residents in Spain. Do they need to change their old residencia number for a new TIE card? Well, it's not obligatory. It's not obligatory. What can we say? It's not obligatory. The Spanish government has said they don't need it. If you have an old residencia, that's proof that you're a resident and you have all the same rights. Now, if you want my advice, I would obtain a TIE number if it's possible. I wouldn't be very worried if I didn't have the time, or I didn't want to go to the effort, or didn't want to pay someone to do it. Then I would do it. It's a long sort of story why I think you should do it anyway, but I do think you should do it. And before anyone accuses me of anything, I will advance that in our office we do not do the exchange of residencias for TIE numbers. It is actually very straightforward. You could maybe do it yourself with a translator, or otherwise just use somebody that's cheap and cheerful to go and stand the queue with you in our Maria. Initially, we thought we would do them, and the first week, and the amount of people, it basically would have meant not being able to do almost anything else in the office. So we don't do it. So and also it allows me to say without any doubt that we recommend that you do it, and we don't gain anything by saying so. So it gives us a bit more credibility with our recommendation, and that's it. And if something comes up with Brexit, we will email you. Okay. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.